first. I have these options here. The playback, I'll put it the lowest, 1/4 quality to the fastest, and same thing now here. So if you're stuck right here at this part with me right now, if you lower all that like I did, in theory this should be playing smooth, right? And before we go deep into this, we're gonna look at the properties real quick. And here we have the codec AVC H.264, like I mentioned earlier, level 4.2. This is pretty much high quality, and for some reason it doesn't read it well. So when I play right now, you're gonna see this stutter. So you guys see that small stutter? So it's kind of like a stutter. It's almost like it's playing on 30 FPS rather than 60 FPS. Now, if you don't see it here, then maybe you can see the difference from here. This is 60 FPS. So everything's running pretty smooth on this one. I guess it's more noticeable in this car scene right here. So that's how it's supposed to play. And if we go back to here, it's a little choppy, right? So let's delete that and let's import the newer file. Alright guys, so I imported the new file now. It's the same video, except the only difference, it's a .m4v. What's a m.4v? Well, essentially it's been tweaked. So I'm going to my properties. The only thing I changed from this is level 3.1. So originally it was a 4.2 because it's camera wise, and you do lose quality, which it's gonna suck, but bear with me, it doesn't look that bad on once you finish it editing. But essentially what it does, instead of, you won't have a this is like 60 FPS, and this is probably gonna be closer to it. So this is closer to it now. So as you can see, it plays a little bit faster than it did before. So now I'm back to my first person view, and we're gonna go into this software. So it's called Handbrake, and let me zoom in it so you guys can see everything. So the software is called Handbrake, which is in the top left. What you do essentially is you import or open source. You could use a folder of all your content that you just made. For example, we're gonna click on this one. This is the video I made. It imports it. Now it's a format MP4, web optimized, online AV, and of course this is modified. You could change it to whatever you want, different presets. I guess it would matter in a sense if it's not lining up to whatever you want to look like. So the closest I got to was Vimeo. I don't know how to say it. Next is double checking the dimensions. It looks right. Module stays at 2. No filters. And this is where you have to change some. When you start off the program, you got options for frame rate, but just keep it same as source. Variable frame rate. I guess you could put. It don't matter which one of those, but I just kept it variable. I didn't mess with anything with this content quality because I just love how it is. The only thing I did put was fast decode, so it just, like it says right there, reduces decoder CPU usage. It try to code it faster, I guess, but you don't have to put it on. I left this profile at main, but if you want, but I don't know, I guess it will be better if I recommend you put auto, so it'll be specific to the camera. So this is where it makes all difference when performing anything, and it did for me. It slightly did. So if you want to get a better You know, it slightly changed the difference between me and editing and performance on my laptop. So I changed it from 4.2 to 3.1. You could obviously try and lower it down, but you go, I guess I recommend 3.2 or 3.1. Both of those are pretty good. The closer it is to 4.0, I guess that's when the encoder has issues. And you could technically change this to 1280 and 720 and have that 3.1, and they'll make the video really flawless. Like, there won't be no lag, but the only problem is that you'll lose the 1080p and that would really suck, especially if you record on your camera and it's a 1080p camera. It was literally going to drop down to by 1080 to 720. But that's a sacrifice that you want for performance, since Hitflim is a free software, and you gotta understand that sometimes when it's free there's bugs and you gotta find a way around it. So this is your best chance here, 3.1. Also here, I would highly recommend that 624, because that's literally what you need. It's the only thing that everyone recommends. There's more tutorials about this. You could go search it up on Google, Hitflim, and put Handbrake settings and stuff like that. People will tell you the same thing. So this is literally the easiest. So once you have everything here and you change the audio here, I changed it to 320, even though it's supposed to be like at 128. So it's up to you on what you want. I changed my bitrate to 320. Then I add to Q. It adds it up to Q. Here's a little description about it and where it's gonna be after you're done. And you start the queue, and it takes a little bit. Like, this is only a 1 minute video, but it took me literally like 5 or 6 minutes. It's gonna suck ass if you're gonna have a 10-minute video, because then it'll render everything and within 30 minutes. You know, a 10-minute video will end up being a 30 to hour minute till it just finishes encoding. So I would recommend, before you even start, try to encode your video to fit on Hitflim. Try different settings, and maybe try to cut a 10-minute video to a 1-minute video, just to test out this software and try to see what works best for your laptop or for your desktop. Just try to find a setting that works solid. So instead of you try to copy my settings and then all of a sudden it's still laggy and you're like, oh man, he just clickbaited me. No, I'm not gonna clickbait you. You gotta understand that not every PC and laptop are built the same. So make sure you test those out. And you have also constant quality. So if you want to lower the quality or have a specific bit rate, you could type it in here. Like you could put 5000 bit rate, and that's the quality that will come out. So if you know the quality from OBS Studios, if you stream, you could put that in here, and that's the final quality of your video. Or you could always keep it on quality, constant quality, and that's literally, it will always stay on this on 22. If you go lower than that, and that's when your video looks like garbage. But if you go over than 32, you're putting more pressure on your desktop or laptop.